Tru-L in the building.
All right, what's up? What's up? We're now live. All right, we just had G-Murder in the building. Now we have Tru-L.
It's good, Miss Keyz.
Mattapans, Goldenboy.
Thank you.
All right.
Tru-L.
We also have. Oh, sorry. You know I'm quick with it.
It's your man Tru-L, truest real son of speed of lyricist, Mattapans, Goldenboy, Fatal Feeling Skull Game. You already know what it is.
All right, so we got Tru-L in the building. We got Mr. Spiff Santana, because he yells at me when I get his name wrong.
Keep on me, Spiff Montana.
Can I just say one thing?
I didn't say Santana?
Now you did now. Well, what's up?
Happy birthday to Miss
Yeah,
Keyz
it's-
Boston. Yeah.
Thank you. It's
It's
definitely
her
my birthday at this point.
It's gonna be lit for the next 24 hours.
Straight
No,
up.
actually, it's going to be lit for the next 48 hours because we'll carry this on all the way up until Friday until I grab
Now
myself.
it's gonna be lit.
What's up, bro?
until Virgo season is over and Libra season is officially in effect. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
we're not going to talk about any Libras on this show. There's no Libras here, right?
Yes, there is right here.
Oh, well, Libra season is not here yet.
Well, it's coming. It's coming.
Look, and Virgos have, but we're here.
Oh yeah.
It has come.
All right. All right.
See
for
the
like 2 more
difference?
weeks.
It has come and it's coming.
2 more weeks. But for the next 2 weeks, we're gonna be lit. We're gonna celebrate Keyz Boss's birthday. That's
All
what
right.
it is.
Look, we're going to celebrate tonight.
Word up.
So happy birthday to me.
Word up.
But this is not the reason why we're here.
Okay.
You guys know that I support artists and this is what I do. And I'm true in, the game. So let's get this interview started. I'm a cornball sometimes and I laugh and I goof, so just bear with me. Minnie's over there like, I don't know what the hell she gonna do right now.
Brace yourself, Tru-L, man.
I'm here, it was good.
Keyz might put you on blast.
No, I won't do that.
Y'all can ask me anything, man.
I'm gonna stick to the script.
Yeah. That part.
All right, but don't forget that you guys are tuned into 89.9 FM, Providence, Rhode Island, the Juice Radio, with the Hype Show with Minnie, Spiff, Santana, and Keyz Boston. We got Tru-L right here. All right, so the first question that I have for you is, of course, is where are you from?
From Boston, Massachusetts, Mattapan to be exact.
Okay.
2126. The zip code.
Look, we're not gonna give out zip codes because that's how
I
people
did.
find you.
I'm a proud Mattapanian.
All right, no problem. Look, I'm gonna sit back and take my seat on that one. But so tell us something about you. Who do you plan to be as Tru-L? Because that's not your. I'm gonna say this because that's not his name on Facebook, but it is. No, actually, it's not your name on Instagram either.
No, it is. No, on Instagram it's Tru-L Fatal Feeling Skull Game.
Okay, see, we gotta get that out there.
The reason why it's not my name straight on Facebook because somebody reported my page and they said I had to change my name, but it is what it is, though.
It happens.
Thing about me, I'm a fan of hip hop. I'm a father. I have a good sense of humor. I love to do music. This is what I do for a living. This is my profession. I'm an entertainer. I do it all. I'm a businessman, I'm a CEO.
CEO of what?
Record label.
What's the name of the record label?
Fatal Entertainment. It stands for Our Music is Killing Them. I'm an executive producer. I'm a member of Fatal Feeling Skull Game, which is a joint venture that I have between me and Tru-L Santana's entity. I run my squad there, so I didn't want to leave my original team, so I worked it out till I had a joint venture.
All right, so we're gonna get into that like down the line, but for now, I just want you to like rate the music scene. Like when you're coming from Boston, right, or Mattapan as you put, because Mattapan is technically a part of Boston.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I say technically because you guys kind of seclude yourselves out. But
now we rep all that. I just made it real fashionable on top of the OGs that came before me.
okay. So, what do you think the music scene is coming from there? Like how do you feel?
it's getting better. I love it. I love the Boston hip hop scene, the New England hip hop scene. But it's definitely getting a lot better. The doors is opening. I feel like there's more unity. People might not see it, but me being within the music scene and knowing everybody personally pretty much for the most part, I think it's getting a lot better.
Alright, so how important do you think it is about actually writing about where you actually was born and raised?
Right, well, you gotta be authentic. And if people that actually know you and you're actually telling a story that they can relate to because they've been in the trenches where you're from, I think it's better if you be real. Because if you being a fraud, somebody can automatically point that up. But how important is it?
Well, how important is it?
To me, I'm an artist, so it's important for me to be real.
Alright, so 90% of the time, 100% of the time, or just like 50-50?
Tru-L's time, 100%.
That's right. See, I like it. Alright. So, our next question leads to, like, who influenced you as an artist coming out of Boston? Like, when you grew up, who did you recognize as being, like, someone that you would want to actually resemble or idolize?
Well, my mom, she was a good friend of Ray Zeno, Wise Guys and Made Men and all that. So those was the people that I seen. And Big Shug from Gangstar, like she knew all these people.
Okay.
So those are the people that I would see. I didn't know that she knew them. And once it was actually Benzino's idea for her to be my manager. My mother would be my
Smart
manager.
man.
So, but I used to watch a lot of people. One of them, Snoop Bolger. Superstar LT was one of the reasons that I wanted to rap. So we used to
So that's
see.
who influenced you?
Yeah, it's a variety. Different artists that was actually doing it before me. But LT was the one that brought me to his house when we was younger. When he was in middle school, he used to let me hear different records. And then in my mind, I'm just like, I think I could do that. So I just started writing, and then other artists from around my neighborhood that no longer do music no more, but I was inspired by what they was doing. So, I just started writing rhymes. I wasn't the best at it, but throughout the years,
Alright,
I got
so
better.
I have a question for you.
This
This is not a part of the script. I do this. But do you remember any rhymes that you wrote when you were younger that you can actually kind of reflect on us right now?
Actually, I do remember one of the rhymes, and I actually did it on one of the interviews that I did last night because they played it off one of the beats.
Well, let us hear it at 89.9 FM.
Come on, man.
The Juice Radio on the Hype
I don't want to
Radio
do a
show.
duplicate on footage. What I'm saying?
We can't duplicate anything because when Keyz Boston is on it, it's no longer
But
local, it's now national.
No, but as
so
an artist, I literally did another interview
I'm telling you.
last night, and I don't want. And that's the
He's
rhyme
not
that I
letting me go off
gave.
track. All right, I can't even catch him off. You want one. But you're gonna rap that later.
To you.
Look, quit. All right, so what are your main impulses to write about music? Like, is it your life?
The life, the things that I've seen.
Okay.
But at that, the best time I write is. It depends on what I'm going through,
Okay.
But I really like to put my rhymes on paper when I'm feeling emotional.
Have you wrote your life story yet? As you
For the
coming
most
from
part,
Mattapans.
Yeah, that part. I've been emphasizing on Mattapans for the longest, but now it's actually expanding to where people's knowing about it. So
Okay.
I think I wrote my life story. Well, I know for a fact I wrote my life story with this new album, Tru-L, New Beginning. It's like an
Do you have that track tonight?
Yes, I do.
All right, so DJ EA Sports, do me a favor. Can you run that track?
Yeah, we got to run that Look Them in Their Face,
Word up.
featuring the Rastafari and Jamaican Don Dada, my man Mr. Junior Reed, produced by Reefa, who produced that One Blood record with the Game, if you don't know.
Are we ready?
Yeah, we stay
We always ready. That's right.
Stay ready.
Let's go. You good? I'm like, is you good?
I'm half black and Portuguese. But you can't say no when you read. I was so happy when you read Legend out now. Oh yeah. Let's talk about it.
All right, so that was just Tru-L with Junior Reed with Look Me in My Face, correct?
Look them in their face.
Look them in their face.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, because I meant look me in my face.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Word.
Sometime.
I'm bump to it.
Sometimes we not.
Oh, y'all gotta have that.
Yeah, I definitely gotta listen to it.
He said, oh, y'all can
Whenever I sing y'all, I gotta have that.
Word. I was lit.
That don't sound good, but okay. I'm just saying. Okay.
I can't with this one.
What? You know I speak my mind. I don't hold my tongue.
I know. Trust me.
All right, so
Hold on Facebook.
look, we're gonna pull it up on Facebook. Next time we're gonna pull it up on Instagram because I think I'm gonna go Instagram live next time. That's when my country accent starts coming out.
Yeah,
But-
so you want to talk about the record?
No, actually, I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions first.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So, first, what is your greatest accomplishment that you feel that you professionally fulfilled, and also, what is your greatest accomplishment that you feel like that you achieved? Because I'm not gonna write off the script. I'm just gonna read it the way I see it.
My
in my head.
greatest accomplishment that I received, that I achieved.
Should I reread that off the script?
Now I got the question. Collaborating with Faith Evans.
That's a big one.
I would think, like
That's definitely a big one.
with Jewel's being on the record and my man Amani Ali, he's from my neighborhood. But just I never thought I would do a record with
Faith Evans.
Yeah, Faith Evans.
When you say the name Faith Evans, it doesn't just come together. It's just like Faith and then Evans.
I just did that record within. It ain't even been 3 months yet.
Do you have that?
Yeah, I have it, but I can't play it on the air right now. I'm actually in the process of doing paperwork for a deal.
No. Look, do your thing.
Yeah,
Big time.
As soon as that deal come through,
We're gonna bring you back.
We're gonna
bring you back.
distribution behind it. It's actually the first official single off the album. Y'all heard the street, one of the street banging, smash single off the album, looked them in their face.
I like
That was clear. See, what a lot of artists don't understand, independent artists, like you could get a major artist on the record, but if they're
All
signed,
day. Yeah.
you got to go through clearances.
We know.
Yeah, so like that's what I'm in the process of doing, which I did get the
Now,
stuff
see,
cleared.
if you didn't say that you needed clearance for it, I'd have looked at you funny. But I know you're official though, so it's not a problem.
Yeah, I mean, everybody on that record got that bag to do their part with it.
Look,
So
but you gotta get that bag with them.
yeah, it takes investments, And I made
You know what? This is kind of a question off of what we actually sent. But how do you feel that? No, I'm gonna move on. Look, shut up, Keyz. Back to the questions at hand. What? Okay.
Go ahead.
I be reaching, but I can't reach with you. So, all right. So, how do you feel? People take the artists right now seriously, as like in the industry, but the listeners.
The consumers.
I didn't want to say consumers, because you can't say consumers anymore because they're not purchasing music anymore. They are now taking it from YouTube and downloading it.
Are you saying feeling about
listeners.
specific artists or
No,
me
just
myself?
music, period.
The fans ain't always gonna be pleased because all the music that's being put out is not satisfying. You gotta be able to. You can't just be one dimensional. You gotta be able to touch everybody. You gotta challenge yourself as an artist. And I can tell you right now, my record feels so good. Faith Evans brought the best out of it.
I want to hear that so bad, but I know we can't play it on the radio.
Can we hear it off the air?
Yes,
We
and
can
she
hear it
heard it
from
off.
him.
Y'all,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna play it.
We can hear it from him, but we can't hear it on the radio.
Even shout out to my man Ruckus, who owns this.
He had to swallow his
He,
Mhm.
I'm surprised at myself as an artist, because sometimes you need that. You need somebody to sit you down and be like, listen, your music is dope, but you need to take this constructive criticism. Because if you can't take this criticism, you're in the wrong game. I'll tell you that right now. So when I have somebody like my man Danny Soros, he's from Rhode Island. He was a person that I actually did a joint venture with. Only two companies I did a joint venture with was Make the Plug and Fatal in Slogan. And he's the CEO of Make the Plug, and what he did was he came to me because my man Amani Ali, he's from my neighborhood. That's his artist.
Okay.
And he was like, I see you run with Santana. I got something special for you and him to get on.
It's clear you don't mean this Santana, you mean Joel Santana.
Yeah. So So once I made my calls, it was actually their idea to put me on the record, but it wasn't my song at first. But once I got the clearance that it was gonna be my song, I'm like, I'm sitting in the studio all night.
But how did you feel though?
Keyz.
Can you explain like the emotional feeling within?
I feel so blessed. I went to church.
Wow.
Her voice was that beautiful. No.
There's nothing wrong with church.
I'm not saying no. What I'm saying is,
He said, "Wow."
the song, because the song makes you want to get out your seat and just party. You feel good. It makes your soul feel good. That's how good. That's what I would call it.
So when was the last time you went to church before that?
I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm not gonna sit up here and act like I read the Bible every Sunday because I didn't. But you know, my family's always believed in God. And the last time I've been in church was Easter. I went on Easter. But I feel real good about the record, and it's just a beautiful. The album's beautiful. I recorded 50 songs, but I selected 16. I got 8 features, 8 songs by myself. Corey Guns is on the album. Mantera from Wise Guys is on the album. Michael Mills on the album. Junior Reed's on the album. Tru-L Santana's on the album. K-Mac is a producer. He produced for Mary J. Blige and Usher. He produced.
Wait a minute, hold up, my
Feel
twin.
So Good record.
I'm like my twin. Mary J.
Yes.
Alright.
Reefer Rastafari. He's another platinum producer, Grammy nominated. He produced Look Them in Their Face with me and Junior Reed. So, I got a lot of great people on the album. This is my best work ever. I feel like for the first time in my career, other artists in the city is like really excited for me. Because you never know who's watching.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like even when I struck, like I went past 100,000 on my video, it was shocking to me. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I gotta remind myself like what it is with me, man. Because I done been to HE double hockey sticks and back.
Alright, so my next question is once people actually took you serious, right?
When I took myself serious.
No, not when you took yourself serious. When your fans took you serious. Because I see you have a lot of people following you. I watch everything.
When my fans took me serious, anything people see you do consistency, constantly, something positive is gonna come out of it. And this, I got a great answer for you. Once they see that I didn't have one foot in and one foot out, because you know I got out of jail and I had to stay out of jail.
Well, I wasn't gonna bring that up.
No. We can talk about that. We just can't talk about the other thing. I was just focused. I just kept at it. I kept going.
Alright, so since we have brought up the fact that you were incarcerated before, which is not bad.
It is.
No, actually it's not, because I feel like a lot of artists are developed from being incarcerated because you have so much more to speak about or so much more to talk about after you have sat there. You technically really have nothing else to do but to think.
Well, I wrote 75 songs from the time I got there. Yeah, but that's what I do. You know, I've been writing. Excuse me. I've been writing music for a long time, and some things just come to you naturally. Even though some songs is better than the last ones, but I'm my biggest critic. But as the exercise of writing, I do that with my eyes closed. Not literally, but you get what I'm saying.
Right,
I like
so
to write music.
we're gonna try to summarize this report because actually we're gonna get on air soon.
Okay.
Tell us about you, what your future ventures are going to be, and the artists that you see yourself actually being featured with in the future.
One of the great artists that I really do want to work with, Keyz is one of them. I always wanted to work with Jada Kiss. Always wanted to work with Beanie Siegel. One of my favorite rappers is Jay-Z, so I would love to work with him too. I definitely want to do a track with Life Jennings. I would love that. I think he
I was
would.
just listening to him tonight.
I think Life would bring me to a whole nother. He'll bring me out my element. But I want to work with anybody that's serious, that's down to earth, that's willing to get to it. We can get the business done, and we can get in that booth and make it happen.
Alright, so we discussed it already. So what's the next track that we're gonna bring you into?
Oh, this is We Getting It remix. This is actually from Young Flood. He used to be down with Vamp Life, which is a branch from Jim Jones' label. He's no longer on there, but when I did the record, he was under Jim Jones. But this is We Getting It remix. It's one of my favorite songs.
Alright, what's the name of it?
We
Bring us
Getting It.
into it.
We Getting It remix.
Alright, you ready?
Girl.
DJ, are you ready?
I'm about to cop a Bentley in a Range Rover. I'm about to cop a Bentley in a Range Rover. I'm about to cop a Bentley in a Range Rover. Diamonds on like a rainbow.
What in God's name is going on in here? What was that ruckus?
I didn't get a ruckus.
I was just in my office. I heard a ruckus.
Can you describe this ruckus, sir?
Oh, you better watch your tongue, young man. You better watch it.
Diamonds on like a rainbow. Else put me on, so now I got a bankroll. What I look like living regular, hell no. I'm buying toys like the next rule. Team smiling fan first, that's what bring the joy. We at Morgan Street, Alexander Crabtree. Out of cart now, all we need is space. Now I'm in the game and I got the flow. Chick, they know what I mean. Now I'm about to go. Start ringing in my heart, on the back down. Come and get a green light, now I'm trying to go. Trying to get at least 20 racks for the show. Been inside a couple hours, up to my bro. Oh, she is my love, she. I'm that over in the sheet. My son gon' get from top. Won't see a jeans, get you in so feel the breeze. Can't catch me away overseas. I'm out the coast, ain't Capri. If any over there gets kinda cheap, then girl, you stuff. I'm about to cop a Bentley in a Range Rover. My diamonds on like a rainbow. Capo for me, so now I got a bankroll. What I look like living regular,
That's what
remix. Shout
That
out
was
to
my
Young.
favorite part.
Thank you.
Like,
She gotta give me a compliment. I say thank you, and then she gonna fan me off. Did y'all see
Like-
that? Did y'all see that?
Look, I got to, because you know when I give artists compliments, it's always, Keyz, why? Wasn't it me? No, it's not. Control yourself. Carry on.
It's on you. But yeah, that was the We Getting It remix produced by Stevie Baby. My man from New Jersey actually just produced a track for LBL. I don't know if y'all familiar with LBL. Yeah, he's growing up out in New Jersey. But Stevie Baby did that record. Shout out to him. Yeah. Flood was somebody I met just being around Santana. He was actually running with Birdie first. And then transitioned to Scogan. He stayed over there. But I don't know what happened with the situation. I was just doing it as a team member who wanted to do a collaboration. I feel honored. I jumped on the record. That's what we got.
Alright, so it's a great song.
Thank you.
I'll give you that one.
And that's on the album too, right?
No, that's not on the album. That's actually on my EP that I'm dropping out.
Oh, okay.
I had released the record. We put it out like last year, and it was just one of the songs that we decided to keep. We was just going through so much records to select for the album. Like I don't just make all the decisions. Like I'm the executive producer. For the most part, I know what I want to do, but I always value people around me's opinion. So that's why I'm like, I'm gonna wait to put that record. I got records with certain celebrities that's not even on this album. It's on the next part.
Alright, so I just have one last question for you. And we're gonna sum this up. How do you separate yourself from other artists?
Separate myself out. Are you saying style-wise?
Style, verbally, or just like who you are?
Who I am? Well, I'm a down-to-earth person. For the most part, people might not think that until you have a conversation with me. But the way I separate myself from other artists is professionalism. I don't move like every other artist. To me, this is my 9 to 5. So I I'm very serious about it.
So pretty much you're very invested in your own brand and your own craft.
Absolutely.
So that's your career.
That's my career. Anything that I do it's not word of mouth. We got contracts and everything behind it. So it's 90% business and 10% music. So I have to take this serious.
You know I respect you for that.
Thank you. I always respected you from day one. I will always see you doing the promotions. I will always hear about you, see you. I never met you up until you got on this radio station. So I appreciate you and Spiff for having me.
Word up, word up.
We appreciate you for coming in.
Word.
Thank you.
And I just want to point out, it's good that you mentioned about 90% business, 10% music, and I think it's very important that artists understand that aspect. Because a lot of people, they make it big or whatever the case may be, and a year later you don't hear from them
Because they not to cut you off, because they be in situations where they didn't learn the business.
Exactly.
They don't know nothing about it.
Nothing at all.
But I have to be honest, like I didn't always know that.
Yeah.
It took me being behind the scenes and reading books and everything. I had an investment book that was given to me before we get out of here. I had an investment book handed to me with Russell Simmons. Just straight gave it to me. I went to the Hammerstein Ballroom in New York City, and I would go to hip hop conferences, and I would hear them speak. And Russell Simmons gave me an investment book in my hand. He more than likely probably won't even remember, but if he see me and I remind him and I show him that book, he's gonna remember that he gave it to me.
Right.
It's telling you how to budget your money in the music industry and all that.
Yeah, it's important. A lot of people don't understand that. Like, you made $1 million, whatever you made off a record, but you have to reinvest it.
Obtain it.
Yeah, you have to reinvest it into something else.
Keep it.
It's not always what you could get, it's what you could keep.
But you can keep
Yeah,
it.
100%.
Because you can get $10,000, but can you keep that $10,000 and can you invest it?
I'm just blessed to be able to get paid off my music excuse me, getting booked for shows, booked for features and stuff like that. I appreciate that because, you know, I stand on that, and as bring it back to separating myself as an artist because I let it be known that I'm a businessman. This ain't just a hobby for me. This is what I do. You know, I ghostwrite. I'm about to get my 14th royalty check from BMI. So, and I'll be happy when I get that because there's only 4 quarters in the music industry.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So to get them royalty checks, your music has to be played.
Yeah.
You can feel you got that record, but do you got the rap? You dig what I'm saying? It's hard to keep pleasing people. It's not easy to make a hit. It's really not.
It could be a hit for 2 weeks and after that,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Not a potential hit, but the people making a hit from what they request and the DJs.
Yeah.
You know? That's not true. You know, some people's eyes, like, you need to go longer than 2 weeks to actually have a hit.
Yeah. But the main ingredient to have a hit that lasts long is having support from the local community.
That's true, and it's really not a hit until it goes on a Billboard chart.
Facts.
If you want to get technical.
Facts.
Whether here or overseas.
That too.
Overseas
That
is actually
overseas
more
money,
important
them
than
overseas money. You know what?
Very
Speaking of
much
that,
more, yep.
shout out to NBS. They're from Cambridge, Massachusetts, and they've been getting money overseas for years. Shout out to Knuckles and I don't know the other guy, right? But I do know the NBS groups.
Right.
They've been getting money over there for years. Salute to them.
Right. Again, you know, it's like I mentioned in the beginning of the show, man, it's about showing love, you know what I'm saying? They're from Cambridge, you from Mattapans, but Boston is Boston. You know,
Absolutely.
we're all one, you know what I'm saying? We just gotta spread love and just, you know, appreciate each other and respect each other and be happy to see another person doing something, even if you're not doing the same thing. Just see someone else doing it. Is an honor.
You just gotta have gratitude, period.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
you won't be blessed if you're grinding.
Facts.
Period.
100%.
But I do realize that the glitz and glamour do make people open their eyes more. What I mean by that, I've been doing music for a long time. But once they started seeing certain people doing music with me, then that's like, oh, now we recognize you and all that. But it comes with the territory, man. I really believe in people from day one. What in this day and age, people just they doubt you. They don't never be like, you know what, you sound like you're gonna do something. I could emphasize on the way that you could make it better. They always wanna doubt you until you actually show them, and showing is seeing is believing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, but shout out to everybody that doubted me, and shout out to everybody that supported me from day one. Just go get that album. It's coming. I'm gonna drop it for the new year. Tru-L, New Beginning.
Okay.
Pages out my notebook.
So new year, new album, new beginning.
What's the next song that we're gonna bring him into?
Oh, this is Trippin'. It's produced by Mike Keyz. It was actually on my last solo mixtape, The General 2, More Her Feelings. That's hosted by DJ Skeleton and Spiff Santana. But this is actually one of the great records that people tell me that they like, that I actually did a video for. It's a club song. So every time I do a show, I always perform it. So this is Trippin' right here.
I'll have that.
You don't have it? Oh, I sent you. I sent you 3 records, but oh, you only got 2? Oh, I sent you 4. Alright, well, if they don't get,
What do you have, man? What's the third record you got?
cause I only sent Trippin', we getting in and working in
Cause
first.
you sent one with Corey Guns.
I told you I only have 2.
Nah, I didn't send over the joint recording because it's not edited. I'm waiting for the edited version. No.
So please, if you guys send another email if you can.
What do you need me to send your email? Oh.
Yeah,
As long as they
you
get
keep
email, right?
talking to me.
Word. Alright, well, that's what's up. So, how did you get into the business mindset thing? Because, you know, it's important for people to understand that that's what makes you stand out and what makes people that are like at a high caliber. Not saying that, you know, a local artist not low, is at a low caliber, but to get somebody like, you know, a legend, for them to even want to listen to you, even want to be, you know, be on record with you, they gotta take you seriously as a business person.
Well, your approach has to, your representation has to be on point. You have to be on the business mind at all times because this is what they do. You're seeing these people on TV, so you're wondering like that, how do I get their attention? First and foremost, good music's always gonna get their attention, but what's gonna solidify it is if you're about your business.
Yeah.
When it's time to do business, I come with them with contracts. I have an entertainment lawyer, you know, that does negotiations for me. I don't know everything, but I got people that do know that. You know what I'm saying?
People always be hating on lawyers, man. The lawyer's the best friend, man. Straight up.
Sometimes you gotta get a lawyer to watch a lawyer.
Facts.
Best to believe that.
Yeah, true.
Best to believe that. Every lawyer ain't.
Yeah. You definitely gotta do your research. If you get a good lawyer, man, that's a vital thing. Man.
And it took time, it took trial and error, you know, hard work, blood, sweat, and tears, and dedication.
Yeah.
I just think what really motivated me to go the business route because I knew I wanted to be a record label CEO of my own brand and then have a LLC, limited liability corporation. And I knew I wanted to be trademarked and all that stuff. So that stuff alone, you have to learn about the business. And yeah, I just wanted to go that route. I always like business suits and stuff like that. But hearing about other artists' situations in the music industry as far as them not getting publishing and stuff like that. So I just didn't want that to be me. So I rather wanted to see what I was getting myself into. Because I always wrote music, but I didn't know the business. And that's what a lot of us, you know, a lot of people slap at. But once you know the business, you can't get over it.
So you own your own LLC?
Yeah, I own my own LLC. I pay taxes on my record label and all.
So the album comes out under the
I don't.
LLC,
It's like I said, I'm still in the process. I don't know if I'm gonna do a distribution for the whole project or am I gonna do a distribution for these specific singles. And so I'm still in the process of negotiating. But I am putting the album out. It is done. It was a great process of recording it, which y'all have heard some of the songs on there. I appreciate y'all input. But I'm not releasing nothing fully until everything's complete.
You gotta make sure you see my beat, covers your behind.
Yeah,
Straight up, man. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody, I get asked that question all the time. When is it going? If the music's done, he's like, yo, we always see you active doing shows and doing everything. But it's business.
Word.
Once you put it out, you can't take it back.
You can't. You gotta make sure that all your ducks in a row.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? You only get one shot. You mess up, there's some sort of legal thing or something that's gonna go through and it comes back to you. So that
absolutely.
we mess you up. You gotta make sure it's 100%.
So y'all got that record trigger? If y'all don't have it, it's okay.
Just gotta look.
We are working on it, but I
That's
was
cool.
trying to go use the bathroom, but he just kind of called me out real quick, so, you know, I'm gonna jump on the mic. So,
No, it's okay, Dawn. When you got that email, I probably was in the wrong area.
no, the email's fine. The song is
See, I was trying to
wasn't
cover
ready.
for us.
No, look,
Wait,
we don't do cover-ups, we don't do cover-ups.
She threw a whole show.
No, we don't do cover-ups. I'm not throwing myself under nothing. I sent what the hell was supposed to be sent. We didn't.
So it's on the DJ, is what
No.
you say.
I'm waiting for it to come through. I only got 2 out of the 3 in the email. I'm waiting for the 3rd track to come.
Somebody's fault,
The
y'all.
Wi-Fi there.
So,
No,
I don't know. I'm on the Wi-Fi.
Blame it on the alcohol.
Word.
I'm blaming it on Apple.
No, we're not gonna blame it on anything because y'all do not want me to get one. But still, we sent it, but it wasn't
I
down.
don't smoke.
We're gonna look. We got things
I do
situated.
not want to be one of your Facebook statuses. I don't want no smoke.
We're gonna stick to the script.
Yeah, we good at that.
Do you have the next question?
Do you got the next question?
No.
Now, I do have a question for you though.
What, me?
Yes. And this is kind of off books.
Hold up. Move
I
back,
have a
baby.
question.
Look, hold up. You know,
He got to move out the way. Like,
no, because these 2 mics right here.
now, I
are
have a
mics
question
off.
for you though.
No, but I'm not used to being questioned on my own radio show, but
First
I'm ready.
time for everything.
Yeah. I'm ready.
What inspired you to get into the business of being a promoter?
First of all, I'm not just a promoter. And I think that's something that people have to really realize and come to facts with, that I push artists, I manage artists, I push their music, but I'm also more so a support system to artists.
You're actually a jack of all trades.
I do everything. I am an entity in itself.
And that's good. Walking billboard.
I wouldn't say a billboard because that's my goal. Since you want to question me, you want to interview. Hold up. He wants to interview Keyz Boston.
Turn me the fence.
Look, because you know I'll go in.
Now we gotta get to that. I just want to get to know you more.
No, I'm
as
an
a
entity in
radio-
itself. I do everything around the clock.
as a
Anything that an
radio
artist needs,
personality.
not just as a radio personality.
Look, yeah, I know you do a variety of things. Listen, I just go off of what I see, and I always see you handling your business. If you're not at a local event, you out of state somewhere, you're on this tour, just how you watch me, I've been watching you.
Alright, well, I mean,
About your business.
my main focus is, and I put this out there about maybe 2-3 years ago, I want to see one local artist from Boston, and I do mean from Boston. I can support everybody around the world, which I do, but I want to see one local artist from Boston make it and get signed to a major record label.
It takes time. They gotta listen.
No, it's not about taking time.
And it is.
And I know the artist who's going to get signed to the major record label that I'm going to help is going to get fucked over. Because the major record labels actually, I'm sorry, I mean mess over, did I say that 3 times after? Okay. Mess over for the simple fact that they're giving out 360 deals. But a 360 deal is better than not having a deal at all. We need an artist from our city.
360 deal?
Because it's the best thing that's having a deal.
Now you want to know, but do you want to know why they give them? They started giving out 360 deals because they want to make all the money back that they invested off the artist. So if they're not making it off music, they want to make it off their merchandise.
But they can't actually make it off merchandise or the songs now because no one buys CDs anymore. If you're not going
They
on
can
tour,
make it off streaming. You get all your money.
Streaming
The
and
artist
tour.
gets all his money off tours. But I'm
Oh,
saying
my
if they sign you,
but if you are signed to a record label and you go on tour, guess what?
they get a piece.
You get 10% of your tour, if not less.
But see,
And
that's why they do things where they book you under the table. Because anything past
Well,
10,000 or
you can
more,
book-
you gotta
You
report to the
can book.
IRS.
Okay, you want to get real technical? You can book an artist on the table, right? And if that artist is major, Player TV controls everything. This is
Yeah.
how much I know.
Yeah, that's why you.
Book
That's why they
Drake.
don't. That's why they don't
Book
do
Drake
it.
at a local club, right? And Player TV didn't clear that. They can cut him off his contract instantly.
Absolutely, because you're breaching.
So a lot of people don't understand and they don't know that. So for the people like me who do, I may not know everything, the ins and outs of the industry, but I know the focal points of what makes you money.
You know what you're talking about when it comes to that.
I do. I do. Hold up. I know Mrs.
Twice.
Washington, Shanika. I do.
Twice.
She doesn't also.
It wasn't a swear though, it was damn.
He was on his way.
Twice. Seriously. I really appreciate y'all having me. Thank you, Ms. Keyz Boston, Spiff Santana, The Juice, 89.9 FM. Shout out to my man DJ Ruckus. Been on Ruckus for a while, man.
And also to DJ EA Sports. That's right. And the last track that we have is not able to be played, so we're gonna ask Tru-L to send us another track. And I got a request because I like this song. I don't know the name of it, but I like it.
It's the name of excuse me, you just said you don't know the name of it.
Damn. Okay.
I actually have I have my
Tru-ology. Is it
flashlight
Tru-ology?
on me with all the true. Yeah, that's not everything. That's not edited.
I'm sorry, I love that song. Yo, when he comes in and he raps that song, yo, he just comes
Yeah,
in mad
I
hard.
gotta edit
You know
the
how
file.
when the artist is supposed to actually
Clean
drop
version.
the
Truology, ideology.
I'm sorry, they're talking to me at the same time.
Sorry.
But an artist is supposed to know their tracks and how to do 16 bars and do their chorus.
Oh, I
In
know
this
that.
particular song, he comes and he does his chorus, but when he drops his bars,
Edited version.
it just drops. That's what I like.
What do you mean by it just dropped?
It drops. You're gonna hear it. It drops with the bass. Every song is not edited properly.
So it's a good thing.
This song is a good thing.
She's talking about the record that actually got me my most views when I actually came back home and shot it back.
Like when he drops his verse, it's.
Thank you. Yes.
That's right.
Alright, we got it. We locked and loaded, everybody. This is Trenton.
When you get when I'm being your baby.
It's like,
We gon' get right tonight. Shawty, we gon' get it right tonight. Follow my lead, I be on the low. With it, I can go. Get it, yes, you want. Go, play from the jump. Let's get it straight. Door to the floor, floor to the gate. I'm all for the gate.
Come back to y'all out there, John.
The gates are real. And I gotta go on my house. Listen to the over there, go. She rolls solo, no Manolo. I'm in the polo, feeling real polo. Two-stepping, got a huge group name. Yeah, big dude, true for that two-group here. Got one leg in my pocket. If I'm solid, I'm squalid. I'm going on punching, I'm trying to die. Get to know you, get to know you. Something from you, so we gon' get right tonight. So we gon' get right tonight. Excuse me if I do it how you want. She don't know I ain't doing an elevator. Telephone, telehater. But I ain't got a body. And if I ain't got a brain, I be lying. She high enough to fly when she flying. I'm bright as night skies with the science. And I can't deny it. I'm a giant. Dollars got a bottle poppin'. Rock it like it poppin' bottle rockets. And she droppin' cause I got a bottle pocket. Her name on the aim is Miss I ain't a game. Hang away, it's hot cold. Chillin' in my rainbow. Boogie is my damn shit. Bangin' to my boogie. He paying for a look. See, I got the cookie. I told her name my place. That's where I let her put me. Her man try to screw her. She playin' with my hookie. I told her name my place. That's where I let her put me. Her man try to screw her. We can get right tonight. Shawty, we can get right tonight. Get to know you. Something for you. We can get right tonight. Shawty, we can get right tonight.
You see, I look at you like, you always got something to do.
All right. Tru-L, we got Tru-L in the building, man. Let's play 3 hot songs, 3 hot tracks. Appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? What was the last track?
That was Trippin'. That's actually on my mixtape. That's available on all digital platforms. That's a General True More Feelings, hosted by DJ Skeleton and Tru-L Santana. It's been out for some years now, but that's actually the project that got me my joint venture.
Okay. That's what's up. Well, shout out to Tru-L Santana, shout out to Spiff
Shout out to my boy,
you know what I'm saying? And shout out to Tru-L, man. It was a pleasure having you.
Thank you.
You're welcome, man. Let people know, man, where can they find you? What's your social media handle and all that?
Alright, well, you can follow me on Instagram, Tru-L, Fatal Family Slow Game. Follow me on Twitter, Tru-L, THA General. You can log on www.therealfatalfamily.com. That's my company website. You can find me on Facebook, Tru-L Mattapans Goldenboy. I'm all over there. If you Google me, you're gonna get like 400 pages. Get more everything, man.
Okay. What's up? All right, well, look, man. Hey, whenever you have another, record you want to break out,
It's coming.
let us
so
come.
good.
Come through. Let us hear it. You know what I'm saying? Because we're a plug, man. We're a station that breaks out all the hits.
Absolutely.
But again, it was a pleasure. The Hype Radio Show. Join us next week. Your boy, yours truly, Spiff Santana, and the lovely Keyz Boston. Next week, we're going to be doing something special for Hispanic Heritage Month. We got Lou Armstrong coming, and we got some promoters from Providence, and Rafi de los Santos, and we got Georgie Mortai coming, and Richard Santana. We're going to do something special for Hispanic Heritage Month. Anyway, I guess we're signing out.
Hype Radio Show. Boston. Appreciate everybody for supporting. Signing on.
Word. DJ, take us out.
We
Is that
never
5 minutes?
ever go hard for this.
Now we're getting lost.
That was 5 minutes?
Hard for this.
I don't love this for real.
I knew you did.
We gonna get this right. Yo, I know you got it in you.
Really?
I know you do.
Yeah, you know what's funny? So, man.
Look, hold up. We gonna talk about. Hold up. Shit. We gonna talk about how we know Meanie got this in him, and then we'll be back next week Wednesday. What time?
10 to midnight. That's how many got his what?
He the man. That's the new man right there. You see the man?